Okay, good afternoon, class. My name is Yemane. I will be presenting my senior project too. I also built a prayer app similar to Tadela, my classmate that presented before me. It's called Psalmody mobile app. The motivation for this was Ethiopian American clergies, or those people that were born here, but that still serves the Ethiopian church. They struggle with reading Amharic, which is our language, and used at the church. And because of this, they struggle to find church books, and especially the Psalms, that is like the main prayer book in our church. And also, they also struggle learning the Psalm hymns. So I designed an app that involves everything that will help them and avoid their frustrations by involving books, audio files, image tutorials like how to speak and how to pronounce some words, and the alphabets for the Amharic language. Therefore, this will save them from wasting their time looking for some specific psalms all over the web, and also it would help them to facilitate the learning process. So unfortunately, there wasn't any like organized app or web content done before. This will be the first one. Uh, but there are like YouTube page, social media groups, and some websites, but still they aren't organizedly formed. So the steps I took for solving this this issue was, first I had to choose between making the app cross platform or native, and then I'll talk about my design and how I learned the framework and how I coded through it in some of the technical parts, and then I'll be sharing a quick demo. So cross-platform or native, how I chose between this was native apps have their like best features, and they don't have any limitations like hardware-wise. You can access the hardware uh, with your code without any limitations, and they are most common on the market. But cross-platform apps saves the developers time, and then you can reach more users. So I also chose Flutter as the framework, and as Adela discussed it, it's developed by Google, and it's used for developing cross-platform apps. This was my design. So first we have the list view of like months of the year, and then once you click on the months, you'd have another list that has some specific psalms for each week of the month. And then when you go to each week, you'd have a picture of that psalm and an audio that you can play for the psalm hymns. And another page of the app is the book section that has PDFs books attached. And the third page is users can track their favorites. They can click on the star icon over here. The star icon over here. You can see it, right? They can click on the star icon.
We can see.
And then they can add it to their favorite list. And then the last page would be where they can learn and have their settings of the app, and then some tutorials. Moving to the next part, Obviously, this was the hardest part of the app. I was new to Flutter, but thanks to the team, the Flutter team, they have a good documentation online, and then they have a strong community. So it is much. It's newer than like React and Java that has a popular and a strong community, but Flutter's community is developing and is still strong. And also, Flutter has their own YouTube page where Googlers or like Google developers post tutorial videos every week on like how to do some specific tasks with Flutter. So that was a really plus thing for me to facilitate my learning process. And also, I leveraged Udemy courses. I bought some courses and I was learning Flutter. And I was able to look on some sample Flutter apps online and read Medium articles, a bunch of Medium articles, and read on Stack Overflow and also codes on GitHub. So my app, I used Google Lens app to scan books. Google Lens is an app that lets you scan text on books on any image. Basically, it can detect texts and then it can scan for you, and it would save you to from typing like a bunch of like articles or books. So I scanned those books and then format a JSON that is saved locally on the app with the scanned text data. And then I created Podo class. Podo stands for uh, private old Dart object class that has just a bunch of model classes that has the app's model class, and then implemented serialization and deserialization for the app. Is just basically coding and decoding the JSON data through the model uh, objects, and then I format list view from the serialized and deserialized data with the MVC design. Next would be a demo of my app. So first we have a list of manzas, and then next would be the books and favorites. You can tap on the bottom navigation bar, or you can slide through them to view the page. And then I would be clicking on the search just randomly. I would be clicking on the search. So this is so you went from the list of months views to the list of week views in the months. So this is 1 month, and this would be the weeks inside the months. And then I clicked on 1 week. So as I said, there would be a picture. This would be the button that the user clicks to make this week as a favorite, and then this would be the playing the audio controllers. So once the user clicks over here, they would see a snack bar. That's this was added to their favorites list, and they can play the audio as well. It's just a sample audio I found online. And this is another week. As you can see, this wasn't in the favorite list, so the star wasn't bold. And this is a network image that the app fetched from online. And I'm trying to show here that the images are being cached to the app that loads reloading the app and makes it faster. I turned on the Wi-Fi, but here we can see this image was first loaded, so it was cached in the app. So the user is saved from reloading the picture again. So you can see here, we didn't go to this page, so the image wasn't loaded. So I just grabbed the error and then showed some message to the user. And then once the user clicks on the reload button, it would reload the picture for them. Now we're going to the favorite list. So you can see on the favorite list, there's one favorite the user added to the list. And we can go back to it and then we can remove it by untapping this. So again, the user would be notified with a snack bar that this was removed from the favorite list. And yeah, as we can expect, there would be no favorites because the only favorites in the list was removed. And this is the book section that the users can find. It's on the web, so it needs some time to reload, to load the app, to load the book. I'm thinking to let the users download the book in the app so that it would load, it would save them from loading every time they access the book.
Good.
So future work for this app would be, as you can see, as you saw, the user can only delete a favorite in the list by going to the specific page and then tapping the start button. But I have a plan to implement a swipe to delete feature that the user can delete their favorites right in the app. I mean, right in the favorite section. And also, as I discussed before, letting the users download the book so that they won't be reloading every time they access the book. And then cache audio files, update the app design, and also I would be adding a calendar. This would be it. Thanks so much for everyone, and thank you, Dr. Lee, for helping us, for helping me a lot. And thank you. If you have questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Questions? Okay, I think the last two applications are very interesting and also service to the church, the different aspects. That's good. And if you do not have a question, we will post the video tape actually, and you can ask question and to do the review.